spent the last hour and a half reading my Bible and worshiping. I'm not gonna lie, I've never been in a really good habit of waking up early, worshiping, and reading my Bible. Something that I struggle with a lot. So I thought I might start a series on either Instagram or on my TikTok of trying to stay posting daily of some sort of routine, but I feel like posting repetitive videos back to back would be really annoying, but I don't know. Because honestly, I'm a pretty basic girl. Like, I just like go to the gym, and that's like pretty much it. I've been trying to find a job for so long that at this point, I'm convinced that God doesn't want me to and wants me to stay posting online, because that's something that I felt like the Lord was pulling me closer to. There's a lot that's happened since I've posted. I've gotten married, I moved out of North Carolina, and I now live in Georgia with my husband. I had a falling away from God. Finally got my license, or my permit, and I finally got a car. I love her so much. I had some issues with some brothers and sisters in Christ, and that kind of pulled me away from God, even though it wasn't even God's fault. But I digress. I've been going through a lot recently, and I really want to get back on track. I just know that there's always this talk of like, oh, following God is so easy, and it's so rainbows and unicorn farts, even though it's not. And I don't know why we're acting like it is, and also acting so surprised when we tell people that, and then they renounce their faith because it was too hard. I don't know. Today, I'm not entirely sure what is going on. I know that we're going to the gym as per usual. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of be vulnerable for a moment about some things that I've been struggling with. Just because I feel like there's not a lot of like vulnerable talks in the Christian faith. Maybe I'm just looking at the wrong platforms. But yeah, let's go make a coffee because I'm very sleepy right now. I normally don't do the iced option. I usually just do a regular 10 ounce of coffee and then let the ice do its magic. It's not a lot of coffee. I'm used to my, that's okay. That's okay. Maybe I just don't need that much caffeine. I don't know about anybody else, but as soon as it hits August, I'm ready. I'm ready for the pumpkins. I'm ready for the leaves to be falling. Even though my birthday is in the summer, I've never been a summer girl. I burn so bad that it's actually pathetic. So, and honestly, the one time that I really feel like myself during the seasons is in the fall. And then I feel like I'm in absolute hell in the winter because I'm anemic. But that's okay. I've been trying to not complain a lot recently, and I don't really know if I'm doing that good of a job. But we start somewhere. But yeah, anyway. There's not really a lot going on today. Most of it is just very minor thing like laundry. My life is honestly pretty peaceful compared to where I was. And that's not like a diss at the people I lived with before or any of the roommates I've had over the years in my life. I'm just now starting to actually know God, and I'm slowly but surely learning that piece. Recently, I'd like to believe that I've been seeing God work in my life. I've always been the type to kind of use God as a genie, where I don't think about him for a while, and then as soon as I am in some deep turmoil, I immediately want to pray to him. I know that that's not good, and that's why I've decided to make a change. I'm trying to think about what I want for lunch, but I also grew up in an environment where I couldn't eat without doing household things. I've decided I am making my favorite thing, eggs. I also have this really good bread, and I think I make the bread. Well, I already have the bread. I make the eggs. I put it on bread. I put cheese on it and I melt the cheese. Sounds pretty good to me. You didn't see that. I've been like craving avocado toast for some reason. Don't know why. I always put way too much paprika in my food. So I'm just gonna open it up. Put my little thingy in it. So hopefully I don't put much. No one's ever complained about my cooking. It's just a personal preference to me. I think I put too much. I'm very much a self-taught cook. I forgot I had cottage cheese, but I'm not gonna lie, it kind of smells stinky. Or, well, okay, stinkier than normal. And something in my brain is telling me that I'm gonna get the bubonic plague if I eat it. Will I eat it? Maybe. I don't know. To be more transparent, because for some reason, being very open and honest scares me. And I'm trying to break out of my shell more. I have been comparing myself to so many people I see online that follow God. And it's good because it's helped me realize that I really don't know God and I live a very lukewarm life. But then also opens me up to more judgment and people telling me that my marriage is unequally yoked, that God didn't want my husband and I to get married and yada yada yada. And honestly, I'm just gonna say, if that is something you truly believe, I think you should watch the Girls Gone Bible episode with Maddie Crawford, because watching that podcast episode, I genuinely had never felt more seen in my entire life. I just gave my life to God in December, and I didn't start living for God until a couple weeks before I met my husband in March. I'm still a very baby Christian. I don't even like calling myself a Christian because I've met so many people that claim to be a Christian, but like myself, that have never really followed God's commandments. I just wanted to get that out there. All that matters now is that I'm trying and I'm being open and honest. And yeah, because I'm not perfect and I never tried to claim that I was perfect. But yeah. And with comparing myself, I always thought that my prayers didn't matter or they didn't work. I started to think that everybody else that followed God and truly followed God had something in them that was better than what I had in me. And that everybody was qualified to follow God except me. God was never gonna want me. And then I realized that is a lie from the enemy and belongs in the pits of hell. And there has to be a reason why I feel that. So I decided, why not try to actually know God and find out myself. For my cheese of choice, I'm using Colby Jack. Let me know what your favorite cheese is. Personally, my favorite cheese is Munster cheese. I love a stanky cheese. I already told my husband that if I'm soon to be dying from something crazy, I'm on my deathbed, I want him to give me as many pounds of cheese as he can, and I'm going to clog my arteries before whatever kills me, kills me. That's how crazy I am. And truth be told, I thank God subconsciously every single day that he didn't make me lactose because that's all I gotta say. I added more cheese. In all honesty, I think majority of the time the reason why I'm constantly comparing myself to other people and thinking that I'm nothing and other people are everything is because of childhood wounds. I never really talked about this much, but this isn't the first time I've followed God. I followed God in 2023 for about 6 months, and honestly I could tell that God was working in my heart, but I got hurt by my ex-boyfriend at the time, who was the sole reason why I was following God. And once he had hurt me, I just was so quick to drop God. And a lot of the time I mourn who I could be now if I had never left. And I know that everything is in God's timing. And maybe I was supposed to fall away. Because thinking about it in 2023, when I did start following, everything was very much easy peasy. And there wasn't any struggle with following God. And now I feel like the world has gotten so much progressively worse. And there's so many more things that want to take your attention away. And I think now there's an actual battle that I have to fight. Before I started talking about me following in 2023, growing up, my parents had this weird expectation on me. I really don't even know if they knew how they wanted me to be. But no matter how I acted, I was never good enough. I grew up in a house where my parents were always fighting. There would be times where my parents would be fighting, beating each other so badly that I would call the cops, and my mom would come into my room and tell me she wishes she never had me and she wishes she got an abortion. And then after a while, I got tired of calling the cops and her yelling at me and saying she wishes she never had me. So I stopped calling, and it only resulted in the same thing of her saying that she wishes she never had me and that she got an abortion. Whether I fought for her, whether I didn't, no matter what, she wishes she never had me. And honestly, I've been reflecting a lot on my childhood, which I know that we're not supposed to stay in our past. And that's not something that I'm trying to do. Like, I'm thinking about my past to connect the dots on why I might have had a childhood like that. But I'm not actively looking into the traumatic things of my past. Because trust me, there's a lot. And I spent a good majority of my life hating my parents, grieving parents, wishing I had actual good parents so much. Wishing the worst for them, hoping they get everything they ever want without me. So much so that I feel like my emotional receptors to my family are pretty fried. I don't feel anything, but I do wish them the best, even though I know that they hate my guts. And it is what it is. All I can do now is keep my head up and do what God wants me to do. But yeah, I think that is something that God has been showing me. I've realized that God really magnifies certain things in our present lives or maybe in our past life that he wants us to take a closer look at. And I think in this moment, he's trying to let me know that there really is nothing wrong with me. I read somewhere in the Bible where it talked about the firstborns will submit themselves to Christ. I really don't know what the context of that was, but I do think that's funny that out of my entire family, and I mean my house family, they all practice witchcraft and occultic type things. And I, the firstborn, am the only one following God. I think that's a little crazy. Let me know if you're a firstborn that's following God. And how it's been trying to break all of the generational curses in your family. It's really hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard. But the Lord is my strength. And even if I don't think something will happen, I'm not God. And God is going to move whether I want him to or not. So who knows? Maybe in a couple months, couple weeks, couple days, my parents will finally connect with God. Sounds pretty cool. I don't know. All I can do now is just pray for them and hope the best for them. I have a lot of feelings on if I should reach out to them and show them the ways of God, but the last time I did that, my mom just posted things about how the only people in the Epstein files are Christians, and Christians want to like eat children and do things to them. But I did see my mom post this like statue of Jesus on her Instagram the last time I stalked her, which I know that that's not good, but that was pretty interesting. So maybe God is moving in their lives, and I don't know. Moral of the story is I honestly think that God, in the next coming days, hours, weeks, is going to show me how truly beautiful I am to him and how worth it I am. Because, I mean, he died for everyone. He died for me. He died for you. Obviously, we are all worth something so extraordinary beautiful. But I digress. My husband's alarm just went off, so I'm gonna make him some coffee. He normally struggles with waking up. As long as I get him some coffee and some breakfast and then wake him up, he usually wakes up perfectly fine to food. Part of me really wants to make him a big breakfast. He has this thing, I don't exactly know what it is. I think it might be hypoglycemia, but he has to eat like basically like every other 2 hours or so. Not exactly every other 2 hours, but he has to eat within some sort of time frame or he gets extremely nauseous and like unable to do anything. Maybe it's just because he's old. I did tell God that I wanted an older man, and I happened to get an almost 30-year-old husband at 24. Not that big of an age gap, but apparently when I tell people our age gap, it's very controversial, even though I don't really know how. My husband is also a very big cheese person. I'm gonna put some cheese in his fried eggs and then fold it till that's very cheesy inside. I also thank God for giving me the ability to cook, because the only person in my house family that knew how to cook was my dad. And no disrespect to my mom, but my mom was only good at making like tater tot casserole, and it wasn't the best. Love you. No hate, no shade, but it would could have been better. I actually don't know if my husband likes crispy bacon or not, but there was one singular piece of bacon left, so it's gonna be crispy, unfortunately. I don't really think he's gonna complain, but yeah. I'm also gonna take the time to get this out of the way once I'm done cooking, because if I don't get rid of that now, I'm not gonna want to do it until the end of the day. My husband's wonderful breakfast. Can you tell that I love my husband? Let's go wake him up. This is also the rest of my breakfast. I was supposed to show you it once it had come out of the toaster oven. I forgot, but it was really yummy. I'm still eating this, don't worry. I grew up very poor. I'm gonna eat every last bit of food. And now it's time to get rid of all of this, because I'm tired of seeing it. Honestly, while I'm at it, I'm probably gonna start the dishwasher, because I'm also tired of seeing that too. So, and that'll be taken care of momentarily. I'm planning on making a video soon of me taking this closet and turning it into a prayer closet. My husband made like either like a joke about it, or he sent me some kind of video about a prayer closet this girl was making, And ever since then, I knew I had to do something with this closet. But there's a lot of stuff from my father-in-law that we have to go through. So expect a video of me turning this into a prayer closet, whether here, my Instagram, or my TikTok. I just got back home from the gym a little bit ago, and I ended up packaging a Depop order that I'm shipping out soon. I completely forgot I was recording, so there's that. If anybody was interested in looking at the stuff that I'm selling, I'll have a link to all of my things in the caption of this video. Keep in mind, there are some things that I'm selling that I either seem to have no use for, I don't really like, never liked, etc. So if you see things that offend you or anything, I don't like them either. That's why I'm getting rid of them, and I think somebody else will like them. But yeah, I just packaged up this shirt for somebody that wants it. For anyone that's been watching my reels, I tried to go back to my natural brown, and within 2 days my hair went back to black. I don't know how, I can't explain it, but at this point I am literally waving my white flag at my hair. I guess I'm just always gonna have black hair, and that's that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my semi vlog of my day. I think all I have to do now is just laundry. Also, while I was at the gym, I found a way to convert my videos to MP3 for my podcast for free. Yay! So expect the video format of my podcast episode on my podcast's YouTube channel, as well as my podcast. I have been trying to find sites where I can transfer my videos into MP3, but all of them cost money, and I just feel like it should not cost money. I don't know why it has to cost money, but thankfully I found one for free. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments below, and also while you are in the comments, let me know if there's anything that you would like me to talk about on a podcast episode or make any videos about, because for the moment I don't really have anything in particular on my mind to talk about. I know the Lord has been really wanting me to be bold in my faith, especially talking about things on my Instagram, how you can't serve two masters and things like that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.